Welcome to the J.A.Rowe Gaming Network, episode number 3. I appreciate everybody who coming through, checking this out. Real late episode, 2:14 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Had to do this show, you know what I'm saying? Any time of the day I might drop it. You never know, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta stay tuned. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit a like if you like the content that I'm giving out. You know what I mean? Right into the topic at hand. Super Mario Odyssey versus Super Mario 64. I own both of these games. And I'm going to tell you like this, man. Super Mario, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not overrating this game. I don't feel like I am. Super Mario 64 to me is a masterpiece. That is a great game, man. Like, that's a great game. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's one of the best games ever made. Like, period. You could put that as one of the best games ever made of all time. I think it's the best Mario game of all time. Okay? And I played a lot of I haven't, you know what? In my opinion, switch it up. In my opinion, out of all the Mario games I've played and owned, I feel like that's the best Mario game of all time next to Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Because Super Mario World was on another level. But I'm talking about the games are not really comparable because you got one that's a 3D open worldish kind of game, and you got a straight up side scrolling platformer. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I say Odyssey was an open world style game is because you can kind of attack the missions. However, you didn't have to play any of the missions in like a certain order. You know what I'm saying? Once you got enough stars and you're able to access other levels, you can go back and play them any kind of way you want to play them until you collect the stars. You didn't really have to play them in a certain order. You know what I'm saying? Until you had to unlock them. I guess when you play them in an order, when you unlocking rooms with other levels in it, I guess. But once you unlock that room, you don't necessarily have to go in there and start the level yet. You could get all your stars on this level or this stage, then go there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like it's more of an open world kind of game. You know what I mean? But it's still a 3D platformer. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Super Mario 64 is one of the greatest games ever made, man. Like, they did their thing. And I have Super Mario Odyssey, and let me get into that. And like I said, I'm not a guy that likes to put spoilers into things, so I'm gonna just talk about the game and how I feel about it. Mario Odyssey is a dope game too. I mean, that's a great game. I understand why people love it. And then that new Donk City, man, Mario, look, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Mario haven't been around this long for nothing. And I guess you could say, okay, Sonic been around for about just as long, but I'm gonna say like this. Sonic isn't consistent. You know what I'm saying? Mario is. You rarely find a bad Mario game. The worst reviews I've ever gotten or heard from a Mario game was Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about strictly Mario as the main protagonist. I'm not talking about tennis or nothing like that. I'm talking about just Super Mario games. The worst I've ever heard, like as far as reviews or just anything, was Super Mario Sunshine. And even then, that was a solid game. I don't think Mario have any bad games. I really don't think so. You understand what I'm talking about? Whoever, like, you got to be a very talented developer to be able to be that consistent for all them years and not make any bad games. You have to be consistent. That is hard to do. And I give Nintendo and the creators of Mario a lot of credit. A whole lot of credit because they know how to put together quality. And they've been doing it for a long time. Super Mario Odyssey. Is it better than Super Mario 64? I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this because I've seen the discussions, and I don't want to say no, and I don't want to say yes. I feel like Odyssey is great in its own right, and Mario 64 is great in its own right. I don't want to compare the two because I love them both. I don't want to choose one over the other. But if I had a gun to my head and they made me choose, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this word right, nostalgia. I'm just nostalgia. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. But I want to say Mario Odyssey is such a dope game, man. You know what, man? I can't. You know what? I would have to say Mario 64 because of nostalgia. But Super Mario Odyssey is a great game. I don't want to choose, but I've seen the comparisons. You know what I'm saying? And what I think Nintendo should do, honestly, I've never seen them remaster any of their games either. They just that nice with it. They don't got to remaster nothing. They can keep the game. They don't have to tweak it, upscale the graphics and nothing. And it's just timeless. Mario 64 to me is timeless. But I would like them. You know what? Hold on. Let me take that back. They did do that. I ain't gonna say they remastered it, but they updated Mario 64 on the DS, which was, I liked it. It's just I didn't like the controls. It felt a lot better controlling Mario 64 with the N64 controller. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like the D-pad situation on the DS. But I would like to see them remaster Mario 64 with Sunshine. I'm not Sunshine, but Odyssey graphics. I'm talking the same exact engine graphics and all that. Just make it Mario 64. That would be, I would love that. Man, listen. Because Mario 64 is dope right now. It's fire, it's classic. But to remaster that game with Super Mario Odyssey graphics, I was surprised when I docked Mario Odyssey on my HD TV. I was surprised with how good that game looked. I was surprised with how good Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looked. You know what? They did. You know what? They did. I don't want to say 8 Deluxe was a remaster. I just feel like it was a couple things added. So I can't say Nintendo don't, I guess, quote unquote, remaster their games. They may update it. Because, so I would love to see them do that. And I think people will like that. I think people will be on board for that. I think if Nintendo announced we got Super Mario 64 remastered, or whatever they want to call it, announce that for the Nintendo Switch, I think people will pay $59.99 for that game. I think people will pay $60 for that. I really truly believe that because it's that great of a game. Listen, it's such a great, and you know the game is great because really, if you look online, you can't find that game for no less than $30. You might be able to, but you'd be hard pressed to. That game is running $30 the minimum easy. It's that great of a game. And if I'm not mistaken, the game came out, and I think, was it 90? No, it wasn't 96. You know what I'm saying? But it was in the 90s, man. The late 90s that game dropped, man. We in 2018. That's how solid and that's how much of a masterpiece that game was and still is. So I would love for the Switch to remaster that. Or even whenever you guys come with the virtual console, because you cannot have, this Switch is missing so many key features, man. I hate to go left with it, but the Switch is missing so many key features. I'm talking about Netflix. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about the virtual console. Once they put that in there, your console is now competing with the PS4 and Xbox One. Point blank. I mean, it's competing now, but You put them apps in there and you add that virtual console, I think people can literally select the Switch as their main console over the PS4. I think that because you know what, games ain't always about graphics and frames per second and all that. It's not always about that. It's a lot of time it's about the quality of the game and do I enjoy this game? Do I get lost in the world of this game? I don't care about the frames per second or the texture of this. I care about, is this game great and does it suck me into this world? For example, when I had a Game Boy, it was a black and white Game Boy. It was a thinner. I forgot what it was called, but I had a Game Boy. It was the thin model. It was see-through clear. And somebody let me borrow Pokemon Blue. I'm not even a big Pokemon fan. But when I started playing that game, and this is on a black and white Game Boy Pocket. It was a Game Boy Pocket. Yep, Game Boy Pocket. It was a black and white screen Game Boy Pocket. I got lost in that world of Pokemon. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I got lost in it. I felt involved, and it was a black and white game. The graphics wasn't nice or anything like that. But me playing that game, I got lost in the world, and I couldn't put the game down. And the game wasn't 3D. It wasn't running 60 frames per second, and none of that stuff. It was just a solid game. And that's what Nintendo's about. So I'm feeling like, you know, the Switch can actually be somebody's go-to console over the PS4 and Xbox One if that's what they prefer, because I think they're good enough. I think they hit the home console market really well this year while implemented their handheld scheme, because they love them handhelds. But the Switch is a very solid home console. I could see that being somebody's main thing. You know what I mean? But is Super Mario 64 better than Super Mario Odyssey? In my opinion, I want to edge it. Just because I'm going to tell you like this. Because I didn't get the feel of Mario 64 when I played Odyssey. I didn't get that same feeling. But Odyssey is a great game, period. It deserves all the 10s that it got. But Mario 64 deserved 10s too. So that's that. I appreciate everybody for listening. You know what I'm saying? I know it seems like I'm a Switch fanboy and things like that, but I play everything, man. I mess with PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. I play everything. I'm just so happy. I'm very happy with the Switch, man. So you're gonna see me cover this thing a lot because I think it's one of the greatest gaming devices I've ever owned, man. So I'm signing out, man. Make sure y'all check out the links in the description box and show love. I greatly appreciate it from everybody, man. My music, you know, I've been making music for a long time. It's just, you know, can't catch a break, man. But you got to keep going. But like I said, you know, you can download the music for free, or you can pay what you want. So you can look at it as a donation. You know what I'm saying? I would like to give people the option to do what they feel. You know what I mean? So I'm about to go ahead and go to sleep, man. I'm tired. I feel like I'm falling asleep on the mic, but I really wanted to knock this show out and discuss this Mario versus Odyssey. I know I was going left and right with it, but hey, it's the J.A.Rowe Gaming Network, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm running my mouth, man. It is what it is, man. Sometimes I bounce around subjects. It is what it is. I can't wait to get a co-host, man. I'm looking forward to that. You know, make sure you stay tuned for the September episode. Me and my boy Al, we're gonna discuss NBA Live 19 and 2K19 and what we expected, which ones we're gonna think better. So stay tuned for that, man. Mr. Midwest, I'm gone. I appreciate everybody who listening. I'm gone, huh?